We are back, day 39 of using Vinted to sell the old eBay stuff that got me started. Now, you might think I've been away for 2 days, I don't want it anymore, but I've just been busy. However, I've been working in the shadows, doing the work, getting the work done, and yeah, basically we're DM Clothing Lounge now. That's how it is. Vinted is definitely the place to be selling clothing. Granted, I'm selling the stuff cheap, but it's been like a really productive weekend. So we had, let's have a look what our last sale was. Not true, not the Liverpool shirt. The last sale. So the last sale was for 2 wrestling belts, £20. That was our last sale. Since then, we've had a bundle of 39 items sell, and that was from a repeat buyer. It was from a person who sent me a message quite a while ago saying they found this in my YouTube channel and they put in an order to buy a bundle of stuff, and they've literally come back, bought a bundle of 13 items for £22.74. So again, Andrea, if you're watching, massive thank you for that. You've definitely made room in the 2 boxes. Since then, we have had more sales. We've had a Nike Polo golf shirt sell for £7, a small cricket vest that's gone for £4, a McDonald's Happy Meal toys £2, a retro France football shirt, new with tags, gone for £6. 2 football shirts, an Ajax shirt and an England shirt, they went for £10.50. Then we had another big bundle sale, £9.35. Gym short shirt, £4. Men's Nike swimming shorts, £4. A bundle of free shirts sell, £12. Another Nike golf polo shirt, £3. A wrestling belt, £12.50. A bundle of 8 items go for £6.80. Some football figures, £1.50. 2 belts, £19. Men's floral shirt, £1.75. Adults red Nike dry fit summer cap, that went for £4.50. Then we've had a Disney Minnie Mouse toy, £1.50. Another floral shirt sell for £3. Another big bundle by £9.35. And then we finish with this. So it's a pair of men's Nike white trainers, size 8, £9.50. Massive, absolutely massive. And we're getting closer to them 4 digits. And like I said, as soon as we get to them 4 digits, we can work out a formula. And granted, the next stuff I list might not be as good, so it might take more time. But at least we can say, if we make a 1,000 on Vinted in 50 days, we've got something to chase then and try and do it in 49 days or less. But yeah, happy days. Today I'm going to be listing more clothing to get that stuff gone. I'm not the biggest fan of it, but before I do that, I think it's really good for people. Maybe you're thinking about selling on Vinted, or you're new to reselling, or whatever it is. But I want to give a few tips on how I think you can become like a really good seller. Granted, buyers are going to come because I'm selling this stuff like for a fair price. But that being said, I'm going to try and give some tips on like how we can increase repeat customers and just make sure that the customers get like satisfaction with their orders. So yeah, let's share that first. 3 stages that I believe everybody can do just to improve the buyer experience. So I'll start with the listing: clear photos, description, undersell, not oversell the condition. So clear photos. If you've got like, say you're selling, I don't know, a pen, just take the photo on a clear background where the buyer knows what they're buying, because quite often, say on Vinted, I see it more on Vinted than I do eBay, where people will they might have some like wrestling figures, look, a bundle of 10 figures, but then in the background there's like loads of other items relating to wrestling, and so you're not sure what you're buying. And then also quite often I see on Vinted where a person might have 20 wrestling figures on the listing for £3. You click the listing and you think this is like going to be a really good buy, but it's only when you read the description it says something like this listing is £3 per figure if you want more message. But it's like, just put the work in, make the listings clear from the start, and it just stops that confusion, because you're going to think you're getting loads of views on your listings when in reality people are clicking and they're just clicking straight back off again because they don't want it. As for this, so for the condition, I've put undersell, don't oversell. So if you're selling, again, let's say a pen, if it's got like marks on it and stuff, don't hide it. And with the categories on Vinted, you've got like new with tags, new without tags, very good, good, and then acceptable or something. Like I'd say stick to the two lower categories if the figure has marks, and then just be clear and honest in the descriptions, because that's where like the buyers will appreciate it. And when it comes, like I've had it a few times, even on eBay and Vinted, where people say like it's arrived in much better condition than they've said, and by doing that, it just sets customers' expectations where when it comes, they're like really happy with their order. Next we've got customer care. So for customer care, respond quick, and that goes for life, because too many times I see people where they might be like on the phone, a message comes in and they'll see the message but they won't open it because they don't want to respond yet. And I never understand that. If you see the message, just like it's just about like ticking boxes off. It's like one thing you don't have to deal with later, even if it's not something that impacts you. If a customer says like, I don't know, say you've got an adult shirt size medium and they're saying, will this fit my child who's a large boy? Is like, if you've seen the message, just respond and say it's an adult shirt. I'd say not, and just be done with it. And it's just done. That customer might come back in the future with another listing that is relevant for them, because they'll just appreciate you've taken the time to respond, even though it is a silly question, let's be honest. Next, for customer care, I've put pack the items well. And granted, like, I'm really fortunate. I've got a unit where I've got like so much packaging that even if I sell an item for £1.50, £2, I'll still pack it well because I've got the resources. But that being said, I've not always had the resources. And before I started doing reselling full time, I used to work in a leisure centre, and to save me money, I used to get like the old cardboard boxes that were like really good size, and they'd still be good now. They'd save me money. But the reality is, like, when you're growing, it costs a lot. It still costs me a lot of money now for packaging. But when you first start, you really want to try and keep hold of all that money you can. And so one way to do that is speak to friends, speak to family, maybe your workplace. They are constantly like throwing resources that would be good for you as a reseller. So that's something else to consider. Like, try your best and pack items well, because too often, again, what was it? So I'll try and get the picture up. But yeah, it literally sums up like some people's mentality. I bought a vintage Manchester United. It was like a cookie jar, and it's from like the early 2000s, and it's worth between like £40 to £50. And somebody was selling it on Vinted for like, it could have been less than a fiver. But I took the risk knowing there was always the potential this is going to break in transit, even if they pack it well. If they packed it well, I would have said, no worries, like, I appreciate you've packed it well, and I probably wouldn't have argued it. But they literally just sent this cookie jar in a poly bag with every. if you've used every, there's no chance that's ever going to make it to my house. Complete. Like, it ended up being like a jigsaw. Like I said, if I've got pictures, I'll drop it in, but it's just like, pack the item well, pack it as you would like to receive it, and then if you have that mentality, whether it's £1 or £1,000, it just creates that consistency. And then yeah, I've just put, like, for the third stage, post care, dispatch your items quick, because I feel like on eBay, you've obviously set your own dispatch times, and my dispatch time is same day if the order comes through before 11 AM, or after that, it's next day. And by doing that, I have to stick to that. Whereas if I fall behind, my top rated seller status will go against me, which is not good. And then the algorithm doesn't like it. And it's just a snowball effect to creating a store that the public won't see. And we don't want that. Whereas with Vinted, if an order comes in, it says something like, you've got 6 or 7 days to send this order. And yeah, like, there's been plenty of times where, for me as a buyer, I've bought stuff and it gets to like the very last day, and then they're asking for like a shipping extension. It's just like, sometimes it might be for my personal stuff and I might be going on holiday, or I might just need this stuff quick. Other times I might be buying this stuff to sell. And so it's like, if I'm spending £100, I don't want my money being tied up for 2 weeks without it even having a chance to sell on other platforms. So just dispatch your items quick. I'm not saying you might not have the opportunity to send items like every day, but again, maybe just throw that in your profile. Just say like, you dispatch on Wednesday and Saturday. I'll try my best to go like during the week, but I do also work full time or whatever. And people genuinely just appreciate the honesty and just people being truthful. Like, it matters. So yeah, that's basically it. 3 tips though. If you're selling, whether you're just selling your old stuff or you're thinking about reselling, just do them basics. Like, have a look at listings that interest you, and like, what makes you want to click on those listings, and basically follow that same format. Respond quick to customers, pack the items as well as you can right now, like, use your surroundings, and yeah, just dispatch quick. And I think by doing that, you're gonna do all right. You're gonna do all right. And it does take time. I've read a thing today, and it said Coca-Cola sold 12 bottles of Coke in the first year. So like, when you're like, say with this YouTube, it's small right now, but yeah, you have to look at the long game and just consider the long game. So yeah, gonna keep it short. I'm gonna list more clothing today. I don't know how many I'll pull out, maybe like 10 or 15 or something, and go through them. Not gonna like do the whole show me video in it, but the time now is 10:30, and I'll let you know. I'll come back on and let you know how long that takes, and yeah, go from there. Job's a good one. So started that at 10:29. It took me 30 minutes to list 9 items. So averaging like 3 minutes per item, which again, it's not bad considering it's all like different clothing, different items. I don't know if I want it. No worries. Yeah, sold a couple of things in the meantime, but I'll show you them tomorrow. It then took me from 11:45 to 12:03 to bang out the other 11 listings. So again, not bad. If pennies make pounds, what do pounds make? They're gonna stack up, but it's right now it is like donkey work. But I have a choice. I can either move this old stuff over to the new unit I get, or I can donate all this stock to charity. I was doing like a couple of trips and taking some bags of stuff that's like, I don't even want to go through that. I took that to the charity shop. It's like 200 meters away. But this stuff, it is stuff that, yeah, I want I want to get on the shop and get some cash rolling in and test the Vinted platform. So yeah, day 40 tomorrow. Enjoy your evening.